Hello guys, welcome back to registration and login tutorial series. In part 1 we have quickly created and set up Spring Boot project in Eclipse IDE, and we have also set up database. In part 2 we have created JPA entities, that is role user and role, and in third part we have completed a backend part for a registration feature, and in part 4 we have completed a front end part for registration feature. And up to this we have completed a registration feature and we had a demo, and after that we have configured Spring security in our Spring Boot project. And in part 6 we have completed a backend part for login feature. This is the part 7, and in this part we are going to focus on implementing front end for login feature. Alright, let's get started. So go to the templates folder. Within a templates folder, right click new and choose HTML file. If it is not there, go to the other and here choose HTML file. Let's give a name to the HTML file as login.html page. Okay, let's simply replace the title over here. Just give registration and login app. Okay, great. So look at here, this is a registration.html page. So this page we were developed in previous videos, and we are also going to use Spring. We have also used Bootstrap CSS framework to make our web pages responsive. And look at here, this is the CDN link for Bootstrap CSS library. So I'm going to just copy this link and again go to the login page, and in header section just paste it. Alright, it's cool. Now what we'll do, we'll simply create a navigation bar, right? So look at here, in registration.html page we have created a navigation for using Bootstrap CSS framework. Alright, so this is the fixed navigation bar that Bootstrap CSS framework provides. So let's quickly copy this and go to the login page again, and let's paste it here. So you can create this common piece of code as a separate file and you can just include it. Okay, and now what we'll do, let's design a login page. Now let's create a div class, and here just use Bootstrap CSS class like container, and inside a container again we are going to create one more div, and let's use a row CSS class, and again inside this div again we are going to create one more div, and let's use a class. We're going to align our login page in the center. For that we are going to use offset CSS class, and this is the Bootstrap CSS grid system. If you don't know Bootstrap CSS grid system, then please go through it. Okay, now inside this div I am going to create a h1 tag, and let's say login. I am going to call it as user login page, something like this. Okay, and here what we'll do, we create a form, and here we are going to use ThymeLib attributes. So this is the ThymeLib action attribute, and here let's use @. So @ is basically a context path of our application, and here we provide a request URL. So once we click on a submit button, then this request will be handled. And again this is the post method, right? Great. Now what we'll do, we'll add a div here. Basically whenever user enters invalid username password, then we simply print here a error message. Okay, so let me quickly add a div here. So look at here, if user enters invalid username and password, then we just check whether if there is any invalid username and password. If it is there, then we simply print invalid username and password like this. Okay, great. So let me add one more div here. So whenever user click on logout button, then user should be able to navigate to the login screen with a logout message, right? Let us say logout message. For example, if user click on logout button, then user will navigate to the login screen, and in a login screen we popped up you have logged in successful message. Okay, so basically this param.logout comes from here. Let me show you. Go to the security configuration and look at here. Once user click on logout button, then success URL. So look at here, user should navigate to the login screen with logout message. Alright, so this message we receive here. Okay, if it is true, then this message will be popped up. Alright, and now it's time to create some input fields to receive a username and password. Okay, let's create a div class, and this is a form group, and this is the CSS class that is provided by Bootstrap CSS library. So inside a div we simply create a label. Okay, and it has 4 attribute, and here we simply say username. Okay, so let's call it as username, or you can just give email address, and after that let's have an input field here, type as text, and class as form control, and then id equals to username. Okay, and name equals to username, and let's say placeholder username. Let's say enter email id. Okay, and this is autofocus. Alright, so this is the input field for username. So similarly, let me quickly add an input field for password. So look at here, same code. We need to just replace from username to password here. Okay, and here input type is password, id, name, and again placeholder password, enter password. Alright, so once we have username and password fields, next to create a submit button. Let me quickly create a submit button. So look at here, same code. So this is a div with CSS class form group, and we have created a row. Inside that we have created an input type as submit. So this is the button. So once user enters username and password and it hits a button, this login button, then this request will be processed by Spring Security. Alright, now what we'll do, we'll add a link over here. So whenever a user first time comes to the application, user should have to register to the application, right, before login. So we provide a navigation link over here. So after this div, just add a button called a registration. So if user is new to the application, then user should click on register here link. So this will be handled by registration method handler, which is written in here, user registration controller. Okay, great. Now this completes front end part for login feature. Now let's go ahead and let's quickly test this one. Okay, let me run the Spring Boot project quickly. Alright, so let's go back to the browser and let us access login URL. In a browser, just type localhost 8080 and then login. Alright, look at here the login screen. So let me quickly fix this issue. So look at here, header is just overlapping by navigation bar. Go to the login.html page, and here let's add some breakpoints, break tags. Again, go back to the browser, save this file and go back to the browser and refresh. Yeah, here we go. The page looks good, right? Now what we'll do, first we'll register and then we'll use our registered credentials to login. So let's click on register here button, and here I will say first name is John and last name Sina, and email address john@gmail.com, and password, let's say password, and hit register. So look at here, user is registered successfully. Now we'll use a registered email address and password to log into the application. Go to the login page again and enter john@gmail.com and password as password and hit login. Oops, we got some error here, so let me see the console. So look at here, we got some exception like no default constructor for entity user. We have created a parameters constructor, but we haven't created a default constructor. So it's important, remember, whenever you create a parameters constructor, you have to create a default constructor, because Hibernate uses proxy internally, and Hibernate accepts default constructor for JP entity. Okay, so let's create a default constructor for user or JP entity. Alright, so similarly let's create a default constructor for role. Alright, so let me quickly rerun the application. Now let's go back to the browser and just type login, localhost 8080 login. Now previously we have registered a user with the name John. Let's use john@gmail.com as a email and password as password and hit login. Yeah, great. So we have logged in successful, but after login there is a no home page, right? So once user is successfully logged in, then we need to user should navigate to the home page. So home pages we haven't created yet. In next video we are going to create a home page and logout implementation. Alright.